know much about this, enough about this Patriots offense yet, for example, right? Like, so Drake May is, like, statistically one of the best quarterbacks in football, best completion percentage. He's, like, top 5 in just about everything. But competition really matters there. And so that's a good example, I think, of, like, okay, we gotta start seeing this against the better defenses, see how he does. I'm really high on Drake May, and I'm really excited, but, like, that, you know, he's not gonna finish with the best completion percentage in the NFL.
It's some of his, like, the advanced numbers also do back it up, but I think, let me find the exact stat.
He's 14th in DVOA, which accounts for opponent. So
yeah,
but again, it's still even early for that.
The other thing about that, DVOA, you get a lot. It's after week 6 where it becomes like a more official statistic, right? But yeah, the crazy thing about that, Mina, to your point, is, like, after this, they play the Saints and the Titans. Like, the Patriots schedule is going to be very beneficial to Drake May all year.
This was always the thing with the Patriots, right? They have one of the easiest schedules in football.
One of the things I think is so intriguing about this game is it actually doesn't just feel like... I know we're going to find out more about New England. Maybe they're more fraudulent, and, like, the schedule obviously plays a lot into that. They barely beat Miami. They've had some rough losses also. But this now feels like what it felt like 7 years ago when Buffalo was playing New England, just in reverse. Like, the established team playing a legitimate upstart team, where New England might be considerably better than we think by the end of the season, just because their offense is really fun. They're really well coached, and we had a ton of questions about their offensive line coming into the season, and their offensive line has been good this year. They've only allowed pressure on 32.9% of the snaps, which is 7th best in the league, and that was a huge question mark of could they even get their best 5 guys out there, or Will Campbell's arms too short? And, like, that's a huge step forward for the team.
Pressure, to me, so, yeah. I mean, pressure is one of those stats that I think it says it's a useful stat for understanding how a game is being played and what impact had for a game, but I think sometimes it's a hard stat when you're using it to measure O-line play specifically.
Well, here's the thing about that. You're totally
like, quick
right.
pressure is a different thing.
Yeah. Well, so they're facing the 9th most blitzes,
right,
compared to last year, the 31st. So
that's a lot of blitzes. But, I mean, I guess my point is that pressure is pressure at any point. So, like, you can have a terrible O-line so your quarterback's under pressure all the time because you can't block them, or you can have a great O-line and your quarterback's buying time so you get pressure. So, like, time to throw, pressure, those are hard ones, but I'm not saying
they're managing. No, you're right. I'll rephrase it to make the stat more accurate. They're managing to play better against 5 or more rushers than they did last year.
True, and I mean, and they're managing to avoid pressure, which is, I think, a good stat for an offense to know about an offense. It's not always a great stat to speak to how good an offensive line is, but you combine it with, like, time to throw and how quickly they pass it, pass rush win rate, and all that stuff.
How about this is illustrating your exact point on that. They're 4th in the league in negative plays. They're really minimizing the negative plays, and that's probably about managing the situation more than anything, which is, I'm sure, a massive Vrabel effect.
I think the Bills also are a team that we hold in high regard, but to Mina's point about early season, not having a bunch of data on them. It's like, it's a reflection of what we think of them and what they've done so far. But there are, like, that run defense is a big blinking red light, and there's not going to be very many times this year where we're going to be able to see them like really test it, and it certainly haven't had it yet.
I think this is a good test for them, both sides, honestly. Like, I talk about Drake May a little bit. You know, I think the Bills, like, the Patriots offense is starting to round into form. You can kind of see they're, like, settling on an identity. And it was really interesting last week, by the way, to see Steph Diggs kind of finally have a breakout, because he was winning downfield in a way he hasn't, and that made me think, okay, he's probably like getting healthier, right? Like if Buffalo can shut them down, it's a pretty good. I'm not saying they're like the creme of the crop, but like that you start to feel pretty good about, because I don't have Bills offense. We don't even talk about. I have no questions about that. But the defense was, like, they looked legitimately awful week 1, and then they've been awesome since then. Cool, let's see this. That's why I like this game, because I just feel like, alright, like, let's see the Bills' defense against better competition. Let's see Drake May against, Josh Allen and company. I think it's, like, a good bar game.
I have one question about the Bills' offense for you guys, which is, how sustainable do you think it is the way they've been able to balance their running game? In years past, we've been like, Josh Allen is the running game, James Cook's a really good player, but some of the touchdown luck is going to regress. This year he's getting the ball more and being more effective, and it seems like this is the most stable their offense has been.
I thought Cook was awesome last year too. I mean, all the advanced metric numbers, like, really loved him as, like, terms of, like, he was producing well and above what an average back would in that situation, and the offensive line continues to be one of the best.
There's nothing about this offense. There's nothing about this offense that feels fluky or unstable. Like, I think it all feels very stable, which was, that was the major evolution up there, is that they eliminated a lot of the super negative plays, but still haven't given up on their ability. Like, they
win the turnover battle literally every week.
So that feels incredibly sustainable. I had a thought that when Mina was talking about identity, and it's a word that we use a bunch, and I guess I was trying to think of how to define it, because obviously I think she's right when it comes to the Patriots, but when you talk about a team's identity, everyone wants it to be like some sort of toughness, but I guess when you think of an offensive and defensive identity, you think of, like, what is the play? Like, what's the play? When I think of this offense or this defense, what is the play?